After finishing last season above 500 with a 6-4 record, the Tombstone Yellow Jackets football team is ready to make a statement in the 2A San Pedro this season. And with their season kicking off in Miami against the Vandals on Friday, August 22nd, we knew it would be a great time to stop by and meet returning head coach Jerry Rhoades, get his thoughts on coming back to Tombstone, what his expectations are for this season, all on this episode of Coach's Corner with Jeff Davenport, brought to you by the Morse Automotive Group. Sierra Vista, Tombstone, and all of Cochise County is backed by Morse. Coach, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me today. It's so great to see you. Welcome back.
Well, thank you.
I mean, as we were talking before we went on the air, you haven't left. You know, you were the football coach in 2019 and 2020.
Right.
And how does it feel to be back in that coaching seat?
Well, coaching and teaching for me have always gone together, and I've been all over the state of Arizona chasing the next best coaching job, and always had a teaching job, and when I got here and started coaching and teaching, I thought I was in heaven, and then after a couple of years I realized coaching football in Tombstone is a little bit different than coaching, let's say in Camp Verde, or coaching somewhere else in Payson. Well, the one thing is, and I don't mean this in any kind of a way, but there are no youth sports here in Tombstone, Huachuca City. Mm-hmm. And so I always felt the person that was going to be the head coach really had to get out and beat the bushes and beat with the elementary schools and get in with the PE teachers down at the elementary level and kind of start running camps and clinics and things for the kids. And I thought at that stage of my career, I thought, this is more of a young man's game. Mm-hmm. And I thought, we need to hire somebody young and let them come in and do the work that needs to be done. I just, not that I didn't have the energy, I think at that point. It's just more, well, I guess that's what it was. I just probably didn't have the energy to do that. So matter of fact, I jokingly made the comment a couple of times that I could do more for Tombstone football as the elementary PE teacher than I can as a high school football coach. And, we kind of
preparing the ground for those future Yellow Jackets that play on Hayhurst Field.
Absolutely. Get them excited about playing football and get them to grow up to want to be Yellow Jackets and play on Friday nights and get them out here, running around the field on Friday night and like small town kind of things. And anyway, that didn't, that wasn't going to happen for me anyway. And so I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to step aside, let them get a young guy. And as Coach Bonilla came in, did a really good job with them, and was here 4 years, and then I retired, was done. And
it's always that famous last word.
Right. Well, and then I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do with my time? And I'm like, I bet I could be talked into coaching football again with all this extra time that I have. And well, anyway, Coach Bonilla left, and I talked to Mr. Garcia about how his search for a head coach was going, and he indicated that he had probably 3 or 4 applicants, and a couple of weeks later I talked to him, a couple had pulled out, whatever, and I said, well, put my name in the hat and let's see what happens. And here I sit.
Here you are. This is what an amazing story, of that pendulum just swinging back, and you're back on the sidelines now. So what kind of strategies did you implement to motivate the players this year to take that 6-4 team from last year to put a few more wins on the board and do some more damage in this 2A San Pedro?
Well, I don't know if there's a lot of strategy involved in that, but I do know we lost a lot of kids last year. We graduated about 8 seniors, and we graduated the heart and soul of Tombstone High School athletics. DJ, and losing him is going to be hard to replace. And right now our numbers are not where we'd like to see them as far as the number of kids playing. But man, I mean, we got to do what we got to do with what we have, and so we're gonna go to battle next week with about 20 guys.
Wow. Okay.
So we're going to kind of just see where the weeks take us, where the days take us. I mean, every day is different for practice even. So I mean, it's going to be an interesting year.
So when you deal with that situation where literally you don't have enough to field a separate offense and defense, like it's literally almost everybody is going to be playing at every time, special teams, offense, defense.
Right.
How much time have you had to prepare for your offensive system? We'll talk about defense in just a second, but I mean, as far as implementing an offensive system, does it make it easier knowing that there's only a limited number of players that need to learn it, or does it make it more challenging that you only have a limited number of players in it?
No, I don't think it makes it any easier. It certainly puts more urgency into a practice, because if we have an off day or an off practice because it's a Monday or whatever reason and our kids forget what's going on, it becomes very frustrating. And when I first came out the first week, we're at the beginning of week 3, but I came out and I threw all kinds of stuff at them and hoping that stuff would stick to them like Velcro, and we thought we'll see by Friday what's stuck. and it was interesting, but some stuff did. I mean, they were absorbing some things, and it's funny, but by Tuesday the next week we thought, well, we better go back to basics. And we went, we're running basically 2 formations, maybe 4 formations. And when I say 2, I mean 1 formation right and then the same formation left. We call that 2 formations. So maybe we'll get into 4, but our kids are working really hard trying to learn it, and they don't have a whole lot of time for it to be ready to go for next week.
But I mean, that's always been kind of the mantra of Tombstone football, is the players will always work hard and they will learn what they need to at that time. You talked about, starting from the basics. What was the old legend, Vince Lombardi, at the beginning of every football season? Gentlemen, this is a football.
Right.
That's where it all started. It sounds like you're kind of in that same situation here. So with the offensive strategy being limited now, but will be building upon as the season continues, as the young people, the young student athletes on this field are able to adapt to it, and then you're able to throw more things at them and let it stick like the Velcro.
Right.
What about the defensive side?
Well, defensively, we're kind of approaching a little bit different. What I mean by different, I mean simpler.
Okay.
We're going to line guys up, and we give them an assignment, and they execute their assignment. And if they get beat executing their assignment, then we're going to break down, okay, why did he get beat? All right. And then we're going to work on us. We don't care what, anybody's going to do. We don't care what they're going to do offensively. We don't care what running back they have and so, and we're not going to focus on, Benson's quarterback, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going to focus on us. And if we have a corner that keeps letting guys get behind him, we've got to figure out, with the corners coach and say, why is he letting guys get behind him? Is it a stance thing? Is it is he standing straight up out of his stance? Just whatever little thing that we can fix to get him to be successful, 85 to 90% of the time, that's our goal. And so that's what we're kind of shooting for on defense. And so we haven't had a lot of opportunities to be able to see what a corner can do against a live football, because we just don't have the number of kids. We only had 13 kids out in full pads yesterday. So
wow. All right. So conditioning is going to be something that's very important for this team.
Yes.
To be able to make it through the full 4 quarters. I mean, that's going to be the driving force of probably your entire season, or that'll be the theme
Right.
of this season. So with all that in mind, do you have any primary goals for the season as for the team as in terms of maybe wins and player development?
No, not wins necessarily. Because we're going to have to, I don't mean we're going to have to, but we are trying to measure success in different ways. We're going to measure success with, correlating it with, one, are we getting better as an individual? Are we getting better as a team? Are we doing the right things? Are we eliminating, 15 yards after whistle penalties, or dead ball penalties, whatever those kind of things are? We're going to try to, work on ourselves being disciplined and that sort of thing. And if we can get to the point where we feel good about those things, that's when we know that we've reached some success.
That kind of brings me to my next question here in just a second on this episode of Coach's Corner, brought to you by the Ed Morse Automotive Group, Sierra Vista and Cochise County, backed by Morse. Jeff Davenport, head coach Rhoades here. Coach Rhoades wearing his Tombstone baseball. I'm wearing Tombstone wrestling, talking about football. That's what we got going on here today. Right. How ironic. So beyond wins and losses, in what ways do you measure success as a coach?
Well, it's funny. I was asked this question, I don't know, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and the first thing that came to my mind was, and I don't even know who sings the song, but it's a country singer, and the name of the song is Backup Plan. And getting back up is the only backup plan you need. And so I started thinking about that, and started thinking, man, if we get up, that's the only thing we need. After the next play, we're going to get back up, get back up, get back up. That's the only plan that we have to have right now. Get back up. And so that's going to kind of, as the season goes on, are going to kind of become our mantra, I think, because we can't afford, with 20 kids, we can't afford to lose anybody.
Right.
And
the margins are already thin. Yeah.
I've got to get these guys to, when we go up or go to Pima and play Pima, or, Eloy, Santa Cruz, or Benson, or Wilcox, or Bisbee, any of them, I got to get these guys back up.
Yeah.
You've got to get back up, and we've got to get back out there. We got another play to run. We got another whistle to get through, and so that's the only motivation that we have at this point is, man, get back up.
I love that. Because these players are student athletes, of course, student comes before athlete, and you being an educator, you understand that. What are the expectations for the players in terms of academics, community involvement, overall conduct, et cetera?
Yeah, it's always your student first. And we have kids all the time that have to go to tutoring and those kind of things. And fortunately, we have that kind of help on our campus that when our grades start to slip a little bit, man, we recognize it immediately, and we send these guys to go get that help that they need so that they're available week in and week out.
I love that. Well, I got 2 last questions for you before we melt here in the sun.
I know.
Coach Rhoades, here we go. Question number 1. Every student athlete's playing days will ultimately come to an end, whether it's here on this beautiful Hayhurst field with the greatest view, by the way, on any Friday night, in any high school football field in, I would argue, anywhere in the country, much less in the state of Arizona. Everyone's playing days will come to an end at one point or another. What are some tangible things that your players can learn on this field that they can carry with them throughout the rest of their life, no matter what they do or where they go?
Well, we talk about that a lot. We talk about adversity, and when things get tough, what are we going to do? How are we going to act? How are we going to react? And the only thing that well, not the only thing that we talk about, but what we, I lost my train of thought when you said this is so doggone hot, and it is. I hope
it's so true.
I hope you edit
it's
this
so
out.
True.
But
things that players are able to carry with them.
Well,
even...
right. What we hope to do is to give them the skills to learn learn to cope with adversity when things get tough, right? And if they can learn to cope with adversity, that's one of the things that we really hope that they take away from this. Now, obviously, teamwork, playing with teammates and being a good teammate and making a commitment to a team and being responsible for your assignment and for those kind of things. I mean, yes, we hope all of those stick to, but if we can cope and learn to deal with things when things get hard instead of just quitting, that's what I want our kids to take away.
Great life lesson there that they can take with them for the rest of their life. Coach, it all comes down to one final question. We ask this on every episode of Coach's Corner. We make it our final question. Coach Jerry Rhoades of the Tombstone Yellow Jackets football team, what is your all-time favorite sports movie?
All-time favorite sports movie?
And if you have like a top 3, you can throw those out there too. And I know it can sometimes change over time, but
they change.
Yeah.
I don't, being put on the spot, man.
What pops in your mind when you think
the
sports movies that you absolutely love?
Oh gosh, now I can't even come up with the name where they combine the two schools down. Remember the Titans. That's one of my all-time favorites. The Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
That's got to be up in there. And then, kind of one that's kind of funny, but the Replacements.
Oh yeah.
Has always been one of my favorites.
Those are some great. I don't think we've ever had a coach say The Replacements. You just forget that is a great sports movie.
Yeah.
It's silly and fun. And, either version, the old one or the new version.
Right, right.
Coach, we're looking forward to this season. Obviously, there's a lot of work cut out for the team. But I think they got the right man at the head of it to at least lead these young student athletes on this field every Friday night. And it will start on Friday, August 22nd. Not here, actually. They'll be up in Miami, kicking off their season against the Vandals on Friday, August 22nd at 7 p.m. And, of course, you can see that game and so many other games on Cool FM Live. And, Coach, we wish you the best of luck, and we're so grateful for you taking the time to talk to us today.
You bet. Thank you very much.
And, all the best this season. Can't wait. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Coach's Corner, brought to you by the Ed Morse Automotive Group, Sierra Vista, and Cochise County, backed by Morse. If you know someone who puts the coach in Cochise County, just like Coach Rhoades does, then you leave us a comment in the post description. If you go to Tombstone High School or you are a Yellow Jacket alumni, you better share this video around. Let everybody see the Tombstone Yellow Jacket pride going on right here at Hayhurst Field with the most beautiful background, the backdrop that you couldn't even paint a better picture of, every Friday night for the home games here in Tombstone that Coach Rhoades will be doing with this young and small team. Boy, I can't wait to see the condition. They're going to be the best conditioned team
we hope so.
At least a quarter of the way through the season. They will be the best conditioned team, and we're excited to see what they do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for sharing. Have a great day, everybody, and go Yellow Jackets. Thanks again, Coach. Appreciate the time.